Hi, I'm your host, Lee Eller, and this is Not Your Mama's Podcast, where we discuss all things from current events and pop culture to astrology, tarot, and tanning our chi-chis from the lens of a millennial housewife. Let's fucking go. Hi, guys. This is so exciting. I know I'm a little bit too upbeat, but if you don't like it, there's no such thing. Y'all like it because I am you and you are me. But let's really get into it. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for joining me in Not Your Mama's Podcast, where we're going to discuss some ratchet shit and really any fucking thing we want to discuss because it ain't nobody's damn business what we discuss here on the podcast. And I feel like it's also coming at a good time. Remember cancel culture? So I feel like it's still here, but you can't cancel me if you don't know me, so that's good. And the other thing is I feel like we're getting out of that just a little bit. When I saw I can't even, like the roast. Did you guys see that roast? What's his name? Oh my God, Giselle's ex-husband. What's his name? He's like huge, mom brain. What's his name? Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Like my brain is literally not working and we're here. We don't care. We're just going to go with it. When I just saw Tom Brady's roast, okay, I was like, this is good. This is also bad. I'm worried, but I'm also thrilled because the fact that that went up live on Netflix, okay, and it was uncensored and truly uncensored, I was like, okay, so cancel culture is a little bit behind us because there is no fucking way that 4 years ago any of that would have been allowed. But I mean, did you see that part? I don't even remember their names because honestly, the best part was Nikki Glaser. I had no idea who Nikki Glaser was. And now I cannot ever forget who she is. I have to like really delve into her more because she's so quick-witted. She's so smart. She really brought her A game. I was so genuinely impressed. But then there was like Beavis and Asshole who were like talking about how Tom Brady's Hitler. And I got where they were going. Listen, I also low-key think that if you're going to murder someone in cold blood, Tom Brady's the person to call to like help you cover it up so that nobody would know. And that's not nice. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know him. I'm sure he's wonderful. I know he has kids. But the point of this is like, that was bad. Like they did a really bad thing when they started comparing him to Hitler with the PowerPoint because it didn't land. Like, I'm all about the Hitler comparison if you can get it to land. And I'm a Jew. Like, if I'm okay with the Hitler comparison, but I just wanted it to land better, it means it's not the joke that's the problem. It's like how it was delivered. It wasn't a joke. It was just weird. The point of this is that I feel like we're kind of past cancel culture and that's liberating, but I'm also like, do I believe it? Like, I'm nervous. I'm like, is it actually that we're past cancel culture? That being said, I certainly couldn't come out with a podcast during the height of cancel culture because I don't know what is going to come out of my mouth. I know what goes into my mouth every Tuesday and Thursday after my children go to bed, but I don't really know what comes out of it. And sometimes I'm afraid. I'm afraid for myself. I'm afraid for you. I'm afraid for my family. But now I'm less afraid because, as I mentioned, it's kind of behind us. But I am really excited to be here because I feel like there is a coven of my tribe out there. Like I'm not endorsing a president, but I am going to go like this. There must be more of us. There must be more free-thinking, sexy, gorgeous women, men, and they who kind of feel like just a little bit like unseen because we kind of have these free thoughts that we're a little bit afraid to share. And I no longer can not share those thoughts. So I am excited to cultivate our tribe, to cultivate our coven, to get witchy, to make potions, and to go voodoo on everything. I'm really excited. I want to just get comfortable. All right. So as I was saying, our coven. So what I want to bring to you guys this season, I don't even know how seasons work in podcasts. This podcast, I want to bring guests. I want to bring co-hosts. I mean, we're going to really bring it all. And on the way over here, I was just like, driving my little cute self I'm not going to say this too much because my husband does like point out that I say it all the time. I'm very tired. And I know that I'm not the only very tired person. There are many, many mothers, parents, even people who are not parents who are really, really tired. So I'm not pitting myself. I'm so happy to be here. But that being said about being tired, what was the point of that? I digress. We were driving, yes. And suddenly I got like a spurt of energy. And I was like, okay, something's weird because I never trek down here. I'm right now filming in Wynwood and I live all the way up in Bal Harbor. Yes, I live in Miami, Florida, not from here. We've been here since like August of last year. So I'm kind of settling in. Whole topic for a different day about like how difficult it is for me to settle somewhere new. But I was driving down here and I was like, okay, I've never done this drive at this time. Like this is a new habit I'm forming, but it feels like I've done this before. And a little bit about my dogmatic practices. Yes, you know, the manifesting and the laws of attraction and the synchronicities, that's all, yeah, that's my tribe. Like that, I really believe all of that. But I also like into that, like go a little deeper. There are parallel universes. Just go with me, okay? I believe that if you have a thought or if you have some sort of like dream or some sort of urge to do something or like start something, then it means that this is what I believe, okay? It's weird, but I believe that there is another version of you in some parallel alternate universe that is coexisting that you are already doing that thing, okay? So hear me out. For example, a week or two ago, I was just like at the pool with my kids when they're in school. I'm just like at home resting because like the perpetual exhaustion is real, preparing for when they come home. And I had this urge. I'm like, I need to get it out. Like I have something sitting on my throat that is not just a big, and I was like, I need to get it out. And so I was like, it wasn't even a visualization of wanting to do this. It was like, I felt like it was happening somewhere. And I was like, I'm not on that like vibration. Like I'm not on that vibration, but I feel that it's existing. And if I lost you, I don't know, like just believe, but I feel like you guys get what I'm saying. It's like, if you have an urge to do something that is consuming you, you're already doing it somewhere. You just have to get on that vibration or frequency and jump on that universe. So this morning when I was driving over here, I was like, okay, like it feels new, but it also feels like I've always been here. So let's just go with it. And I was nervous, and I'm not really someone who gets nervous in front of cameras. I love being in front of the camera. I'm not someone who gets nervous. Like I always have. I could talk to a dildo. I could talk to a freaking iPhone that has no battery, okay, for hours on end, and I would figure it out, and we would cultivate a relationship, and I would be convinced that the phone had a personality and that I wasn't just talking to myself. But I was nervous, and I was like, what am I nervous about? Am I nervous about not knowing what to say? No. Am I nervous about like how many people are gonna? No, I don't care, because I really think that the intention that I'm setting is like, those who need to be here are already here, and I'm already with you guys that need me to be there. So that's like, I'm not really into I don't really care about the followers this time around. Like I'm excited to meet our tribe this way. But I think I was more nervous that I was like, oh shit, I'm about to jump on this vibration. Like it's existing. I have now, and before that, just like a little side note, the last 3 years, I've really committed to this stay-at-home mom life because I really didn't see any other way. I need to turn that off because it's enough with my property manager. He's so nice and I love him. But like we're keying, like we're busy. Love you, Wilson. Thank you for everything you do for us. Okay, a moment for Wilson. He'll never watch this, but if he ever does, I love you, Wilson. Okay, what were we saying? Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm like nervous about jumping on this vibration. Stay-at-home mom. Let me talk about that really quickly, okay? I know you guys don't want to see pictures of my kids, like unless you have kids. I mean, even if you have kids, you only want to see pictures of your own kids, and you show pictures of your kid to another mom, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's so cute." And you're like, "I know, right?" Oh, and then but in your mind, you're like, "I like your kid's cute, whatever. I don't care. I'm not interested." Sorry, it is what it is. So I'm not gonna start showing you pictures of my kids, although they are fucking tens. They're amazing little kids. But when I had my daughter, I was just thrust into this life out of nowhere. It was like literally going from a vibration similar to this one to a whole other vibe that I didn't even know existed, where I'm a stay-at-home mom. And first of all, let me just count my blessings to be even able to be in this position, especially with the state of the world right now. Thank you, God, higher power, universe, whoever I'm thanking, thank you for the possibility of even being able to do this and being able to stay at home with my kids through every single milestone. But are we going to complain a little bit anyways? Yes. And it doesn't make us entitled. It just makes us people, and I don't want to feel bad I'm not complaining. The point is though, that when I realized like, oh shit, I'm like a stay-at-home mom, I had an identity crisis. I'm like, that is not who I am. I am a creator. I am extremely entrepreneurial. I'm a fucking creative machine. I have so much in me to give. I have so much to say. And when I became a stay-at-home mom, it really came from this need of like needing to like make sure that I am aware of everything that's happening in my kid's life. Like, I don't half-ass anything. I don't half-ass any job that I do. I don't half-ass any project that I take on. So I am surely not going to half-ass my children. They are going to be impeccable humans, and they're going to be free thinkers. And these are the things that are important to me. If they go to college one day, great. Like, that's not my priority. I would probably be more excited for them if they figured something else out and didn't go. But whatever it is, they're going to be amazing. And so that's where becoming a stay-at-home mom kind of like stemmed from. I was like, well, where else this is what I need to do full time. That being said, it's exhausting. It's even more, and ask everybody, like being at home with the kids is way harder than going to work sometimes. Most of the time. Yet there's still the societal thing where it's like, if you're not working and you're just home all day, then you're not ambitious. But then again, everybody also knows that when you are working, it's easier so it's just, I'm not going to try to prove myself. I've already come to terms with the fact that I'm doing the right thing. But as soon as I got in the car on my way here, I was like, okay, we're back in the other vibration. And it feels like we never left. And I think that's why I'm nervous, because I'm like, I don't see a way back now. This podcast has to happen. It has to happen for me. I hope that it brings you guys light and sometimes a little darkness and sometimes a little shade. Cast me, housewives. But I need it. I really need it. And I need to cultivate our tribe. However it is, like, I am reaching out to you telepathically saying, we're here. I'm here for you. And I can't wait to like learn more about you. I thought this was going to be funnier and raunchier, but it's actually just like turning out to be quite serious and a little bit dark, which makes sense because it's a full moon. It was a full moon, I think, 2 days ago in Capricorn. And full moons are all about releasing what no longer serve you, whereas like new moons are about like building and, like building. I don't know how I'm looking, but I'm going to look at this. Like, what do I look like? Do I look like oh my God, I'm so cute. What? Shout out to me. No, but really shout out to Gabriella for making this happen. Because it's like so funny. I got my glam done, but I'm like, I'm not doing my hair. I'm putting in a braid. I think there's like rice in it from yesterday. No, that's disgusting. I washed it. But I feel like the diamonds are giving like cookie cutter mom, and I'm here for it. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to go so much more. I mean, I do. I really do want to just talk about one little thing in pop culture that matters to me. Real Housewives of New Jersey. I think it's the end. And I know that that's like a hard turn from parallel universes, but like, no, it's not. Like in some parallel universe, all the girls of New Jersey are getting along. And this is a great show. But in this universe, I feel like it's coming to an end. And it's sad. But also, maybe I'm okay with it. I'm going to disclose something that I'm really embarrassed about. But if I can't tell you, who can I tell? So I needed a little trip just on my own because I deserve it. Before my birthday. My birthday is June 25th. We're already in July, but I'm still milking my birthday. So thank you. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate it. I'm 34 years old. Had my baby 4 months ago. Still like 15 to 20 pounds over, but I'm not going to like Ozempic or Mounjaro that shit. Like I'm going to go the natural way, even though Miami doesn't understand. They see my gray hairs and they're like, oh, like poverty, like, do you need money? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to grow out my roots so I could see what I actually look like so that I could like restart over. And they're like, what do you mean what you actually look like? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do I mean? And they're like, but what, you don't want to dye your hair and you want to have where's your lip filler? And I'm like, listen, I know it may seem to you like I am homeless, God forbid, because I haven't gotten lip filler, but it really is a fucking choice. Where was this going about myself and 34? And I don't even know. We were talking about the Real Housewives. This is going to happen a lot, by the way. My brain is so clever and like goes off on tangents, but I don't really I'm so exhausted all the time that I don't even know what I'm talking about. No. Jersey. Oh my God. You know what I do? You know what I need? I need to hire someone who brings me back and is like, no, you were just talking about this. And no, but here's the problem, you guys. Those parallel universes, my brain is scattered because it's like, which fucking train are we on right now? Are we on the mommy stay at home train? Are we on that like porn star life? Yeah. So fun fact, I knew that I was on the right track because the girl who did my makeup, again, shout out to Gabriella, Gabby. I mean, I guess we're friends now. So Gabby, my husband's name is Gabby too. So if you're not sure who I'm talking about, because contextually you might not know, right now I'm talking about the makeup artist. She was like, oh my God, I again don't remember what I'm talking. I'm not supposed to do a podcast. This is insane. This is crazy. Have I lost you guys? Are you out? Maybe it's because it wasn't that important. Oh, no. Oh my God. So this is how I fucking knew that we were on the right track. Makeup artist. Comes in, never met her, instantly fucking love her. Fucking love this girl, okay? She starts doing my makeup. Of course, I'm wearing a robe and like I take my titties out because I'm like, I'm like testing the temperature, seeing like if we can fuck with each other. And I think I make some comment about like, is she going to powder my labia? And she's like, it's fucking funny you should say, because she worked in the porn industry for a really long time. And I was like, is this real? We have to have her on the podcast. I need to know everything there is to know about working in the porn industry in LA. But as soon as she told me that, I was like, I think that we're aligned and this is where I'm supposed to be. Not that I want to be a porn star, but unpopular belief real quick. I think that like really good porn stars, like successful ones, okay? And I don't really know that much about porn stars. I've only watched porn in very specific times of my life. Second and third trimesters of my pregnancy. Sorry. Woo. I don't know what just happened, but yes, a lot of porn. It is what it is. But I come from this place of like healing at all times. Like I really, again, we'll talk about that other times. We have so much to talk about, guys. I want to know what you think. It's just like, and so a really, really strong belief of mine is that really good porn stars or like good sex workers, okay? Sex workers who are very successful and who are also smart and doing it mindfully, all right? I think they're healers. I think that they have cultivated their sexuality and that's their method of healing. Not for every single one, but the feminine sexuality is such a divine healer that, and there are so many, and I'm just, of course, women watch women and men watch men and they and this and that and sofas and fucking goats, not goats. Please no goats. Leave the goats out of this. No bestiality, okay? But why? I feel so bad for the goats. not the fucking goats, not the goats, the women and the men and the they, girls, gays and theys and straights. Enough. Like, I'm trying to include everyone. I just was talking about how I don't care about being canceled. Fuck the goats. Don't fuck the goats. Don't fuck the goats. Point of the goats is that I'm going to talk about straight men because it's like very like, that's what you think of, like old school, you know. There are many straight men, like even think about like incel culture back in the day. Like, and I'm using stereotypical terms. Like, of course, women need sexuality too. Theys need sexuality. But I'm talking about straight men because that's like the stereotypical way that people used to think. There are so many men that are maybe not getting physical touch, straight men and gay men. Ugh, stop trying to include everyone, Lee, who are not getting physical touch. Maybe they don't know how to speak to women or men. Maybe they don't know how to kind of channel their creativity or their sexual energy. And like some of them are not predatory. They're not bad guys. Again, I'm talking specifically about guys. They're not like evil. Some of them just really don't know what to do. And I don't really think that they need to be deprived of sexuality. And a lot of sex workers are actually, like, in my opinion, doing God's work. Like if they do it respectfully and it's not just, you know, in a disgusting way or in like a inappropriate, of course it's inappropriate, like, but not in a derogatory way, like in a way that kind of exalts, like if it's thought out, if you're a porn star that has thought out your existence in the industry and you've still decided to cultivate that, I kind of think that you have a major divine healing power. And so I mean, the first thing that I kind of asked her, and I really like want to have her on because this is like, I really want to know more, is like, I was like, there's a lot of them are smart. Right? She's like, a lot of them are fucking smart. Like Yale graduates, Princeton, like Duke graduate, like very, very smart, thought out, eloquent women and men. And for me, that was just like, you know, I wish that it didn't really always have such a bad rap, because if anything done with exaltation and respect is totally healing. And that's my really wonderful, all accepting way of looking at the world. And ironically enough, I'm living in Florida, which I didn't fucking know how Republican it was here. Not that I'm about to like tell you that I'm this or that. I'm neither. I think that the bipartisan of it all is really messy and it's messed up. And in many ways I'm like Republican, but like in many ways I'm very liberal and blue. And in some ways I'm like, y'all are nuts. Like, let's make a new one. But when I say Republican, I mean like Floridians are religious. Like I talk about tarot and like they're like, she's crazy. She shouldn't tell people that she reads tarot cards. She's a mother. Like I don't even know what they're saying. Or if I like this idea about pornography, and I feel like if you're a Floridian, you have checked out. Maybe not. I hope not. I hope that this is like all inclusive and like maybe it'll change your mind a little. But yeah, no, I didn't realize. Like, I remember I was talking to someone I thought I was going to be like newly friends with. And I was like, you know, I was like, I really thought Florida was going to be so Republican, but then I met you and like, you're pretty open-minded. And she's like, oh, what do you mean? And I'm like, you think we should be allowed to have abortions, right? And she's like, no, I think that abortions are horrible and you should never under any circumstances like take the life of God's child. And I was like, all right, I'm not getting into this. Whew, palpitations. And then I asked the universe, like, why am I here? Why now? And also, where do I belong? Because I also don't really belong in like a blue liberal state. That's not really what I align with. So the point of this whole political little side, I mean, of course, it comes at a very pivotal time. Biden just dropped out of the race. I mean, mind-boggling. Like, I just like, what times are we living in? But so yeah, I guess like political comments do matter right now. But the reason I bring them up is just to say that like my porn assessment of like the divine feminine of healing of it all may or may not be received well, but it is what I think. And I think that anything you do with exaltation, utilizing your body or your gifts or your divinity is going to heal. And in the same way that like if you're an accountant and you don't really like what you're doing and you're kind of just like doing it to pay the bills, which I know is most accountants, and you don't really care about like the financial evolution of like the subconscious, like you know, you're kind of just doing you're not really healing yourself or the world. Like if you're not aligned with what you're doing and you're kind of just doing it to make the world go round a little bit just to pay your bills, you know, that's not going to exalt. But if you're like, holy shit, I fucking love finances and I love accounting and math is cool. My calculator is so fucking rad. I know I sound crazy, but like there must be people like this. Then working with that accountant is like they're healers. I really think that like if whatever you love to do, if you're doing it from love, whether it be sex work or accounting or legal or fucking baking bread, like if you're baking bread and you're like, I fucking love baking bread. Even if you work at like Publix right now and you're just a young person working in the bakery, but like your dream is to bake that fucking bread. And like you want to take that knowledge to a bakery. Okay, I don't know where I'm coming up with this, but that's exaltation and healing. And so that's what I think our coven is all about. We're witchy. We're definitely connected to the divine. And we're here to have a good time. I really, really love you guys already. And I'm humbly letting you know, this is the most humble I'll ever be. So I'm being humble right now. Fucking take note. Tell my mother-in-law, tell her to write this down. Take a fucking screenshot. It's never happening again. But I am coming to you with humility and letting you know that I am so grateful to be here. I hope to learn so much. I feel like we're the slow and steady wins the race. I think my overall goal is to kind of cultivate our tribe in whatever ways that is, and to share some incredible knowledge and to learn some incredible knowledge from you that I maybe wouldn't have seen. And I'm really, really so grateful if you've tuned in and you're here still to go on this journey with you. And you're going to see me fucking thin and hot, but sometimes you're going to see me like eating wings, and I think it's fine. And I don't want to change. And there's no better time than now. Really, there's no better time than now, because like old me is like, no, it has to be perfect. Like, no, perfection is the fucking death of creation. And also, what a fucking waste in my like 20s. Like I was like, no, like I need to lose 3 more pounds. No, I like my no, like this, like, no, I need to get the right makeup art. I can't start it yet because I'm still healing. I can't do it yet. No. Like it's only gonna fucking get worse. So get on to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Do it right now. Show up how you're showing up, as long as it's authentic, which I'm not really even sure if I'm being right now. I think I am. Just show up, and you're never, I mean, I don't want to say you're never going to look as good as you do now, because like I will look better. Like I just had a baby. I'm getting better every day, except my vagina, which we got to talk about. It's not for now, but I need to find a new gyno to see how badly they fucked it up with my 9-pound, 6-ounce baby that came out of it. They were sewing that shit for like hours. And I was like, doctor, are you making me a dress out of my vulva? And he's like, no, don't worry. This is normal. And 40 minutes later, I'm like, I had a kid before and it wasn't this long. It doesn't take this long to sew my chi-chi back into its shape. So the fuck are you doing down there, buddy? So other than my coochie, which may never look as good as it does today, just show up as you are. And I mean, let's see where it goes. I love you, and I can't wait to spend more time with you. And thank you for being here. Bye. Make sure to catch us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to like and subscribe.